Yeah, how y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Continuation of mega folder time. Mega folder time. My favorite mega folders that I like to carry. These are the ones I like to carry. I have other mega folders that are too big and too bulky that I don't carry, but I still love them and they're in my collection. I will never get rid of them because I love them. But I must admit, I don't carry them. These are the ones I carry, people. These are the ones I carry. All right. So where did we leave off last time? We left off last time with the holdout, the XL holdout. Oh yeah. And I think it was the plain edge one that we were talking about. There it is there. Absolutely love it. 6-inch blade, CPM, S35VN, stainless steel blade, full flat ground. G10 handles, linerless. G10 handle scales are your frame. And it's nice and thick, and they have a good texture to them that feel really good. They're not the kind of old school grippiness that would tear up your pockets. I always wish that they'd come out with black pocket clips for these. I don't know why they always put shiny pocket clips on mega folders. Those are the ones to me that you really want to conceal the most, are the mega folders, because you don't want nobody asking about it. But anyway, you got a 6061 heat treated aluminum backspacer. You can polish it out if you want to. This makes a nice polishing. I would just recommend polishing the exterior of it, the part that is visible. It's a beautiful knife, people. Beautiful knife. This, to me, is one of the most usable mega folders. That's why it's always been one of my favorites. Other than that, it's like it makes a great backup mega folder to other folders and weapons and things that you may carry for self-defense. All right, people. So let's move on to the next one. Next one up is going to be, oh yeah, oh yeah. Here it is. My all-time favorites. Oh yeah, I love my Talwars. But I must admit though, the first ones, they gave me some issues. And this is one of my first ones. This is the one that I repaired, people. I figured it out and figured out it was a stop pin. And this perfect ever since. Perfect ever since. Absolutely love it. This is serrated. 5.5-inch CPM S35VN blade. Full flat ground. You have a bone breaker wedge on the top. The blade is in between 3.8 and 4 millimeters thick. You got the Demco wave feature on it, or wave plate. One thing I do like about these is where you disengage the blade at. I'm trying not to go into the camera. I'm not trying to make it not shadow, people. I'm trying to get close enough so you guys can see. But the wave feature, I mean, I like how this has a longer lock bar. So when you're holding it, your hand is totally away from the lock bar. There's no way that your hand's going to disengage this. It's another feature that I always forget to mention about it that I really like. I know they say that the shorter the lock bar, the stronger the lock. But this is a strong lock anyway. It's been proven to be a strong lock, with weight hangs through the Demco test, the old Demco test, cold steel Demco test. So I know it's strong, so I'm not worried about that. Sure, the Espada is stronger, no doubt. As far as the weight hang and all that kind of stuff is concerned. The Espada is stronger, no doubt. But this is strong enough. Because this is stronger than any other lock. It's just not stronger than the strongest cold steel locks. But I absolutely love it, people. And I like the way that this one feels nice and lightweight. And it's very maneuverable in your hand. And it feels in your grips on the Talwar, you got your forward grip, and you can rest your thumb on the thumb plate. That's a really good grip for cutting things and utility use. You can come all the way forward for detailed work. These knives are good for meat prepping too, just like the holdouts are, with the full flat ground blade. These knives slice through meat really well. I don't use the serrated knives for anything but self-defense purposes. So this knife's edge has never been used, other than cutting paper for a video or something like that. It's never been used. I keep it factory sharp, and that's the way I want it. This is an emergency knife, people. I'm not going to use this knife for cutting chores. That's not why I bought this knife for. I bought this knife to be a self-defense folder. And so its purpose is to be a self-defense folder, and I want it to stay sharp. Whereas like my plain edge knives, often I will end up using those. And then so I have to resharpen them all the time or whatever. But when you see one of my serrated knives, I don't use the serrated knives unless it's for like a video or something. I'm doing some slicing some paper or something on a video. But other than that, I don't use them. I carry them, but I don't use them. When I carry a serrated knife, I always carry a plain edge knife too, a smaller one. That'll be my utility folder. And if I need to cut something or do some utility work or something like that, that's what my 4-inch blades and smaller blades are for. My big mega folders, these are self-defense. I think of them as a self-defense folder. Now I have other ones like the 5 Maxes and the 4 Maxes, and I use those for like wood crafting and doing outdoorsman stuff and like survival type stuff, and stuff like that. That's what those are in, like the SR1. That's what those are built for to me. Those are like meant to be like survival folders. So those are meant for the heavy duty chores, the heavy duty tasks. The 8010 also. The 8010 falls in that category too. And so does the other one, the new one I like, the Bush Ranger. I put that one in that category too. Those are meant to do heavy duty cutting chores. This is not meant to be doing heavy duty cutting chores, people. Lindsey Thompson is famous for his fighting knives, his fighting folders and his fighting fixed blades. That's what drove him. These are meant to be fighters. These aren't meant to be batoning through wood and throwing at trees and things like that. Just keeping it real. Just keep it 100%. Just keep it 100%, people. That's what these are made for. And they're beautiful for it. And I must admit, Andrew Jimko knows how to make a sexy mega folder. I absolutely love it. That's that one. Let's look at the plain edge one. Plain edge one is right here. This is my plain edge one. This is the newest one. This one came from the factory perfect. So if you want to get a new one, if you want to get one of these, I would say get the newest ones. The newest ones are the ones that are done right. This one's perfect. It had pin rattle for the stop pin, but that's a super easy fix, people. All you got to do is put a little bit of rubber cement on it. Take it apart, lube and tune it, and when you're doing your lube and tune, put some rubber cement on the pins, on your internal stop pin and your external stop pin, and put it all back together, and let it sit for a couple of days. Let that rubber cement harden up and do its thing. And it takes up those little gaps or little spaces in between the pins and the G10 and all that kind of stuff, and you won't have a rattle no more. Remember this one rattling? It hasn't rattled ever since I've done that. And I've been using it, carrying it, and using it. Fidgeting with it. This one's a fidget king. It's a fidget king. That's one thing I like about the Talwars. They like to fidget. They're fidgeters. And they're balanced perfectly, people. The Talwars are perfect. But they're not the heavy-duty mega folders. Don't think of these as being like a heavy-duty mega folder that you can do, batoning through wood, throwing at trees, or seeing if the tip will bend or whatever. That's not what this knife is for, people. It wasn't meant to be doing all that. The other good purpose for this, like I said, is culinary work. Just like, if I got the plain edge. Just like the plain edge holdout, these both are great at doing meat prep and cutting, and you're doing real cutting tasks and cutting chores where you use a knife to cut things and not to abuse it. Because these are thin blades, people. These are full flat ground blades. Both of them have the same thickness. Even though this one looks thinner, it's made from the same size blade stock. It's like 3.8 something, almost 3.9 millimeters thick. In the past, Cold Steel has called it 4 millimeter. It's always been the same thickness. It's not thinner now than it used to be. It's always been the same. Cold Steel just misrepresented it. They used to call it 3.8 millimeter, 4 millimeter. Anybody that's measured it out, you can go measure your old ones and compare them to the new ones. You see what I'm talking about. Everybody always been saying, that the new ones aren't any good. The new ones are just as good, if not better. The only difference is the steels, and I understand they're going to be bringing back CTS-XHP. So, what can I say? I bet you they're going to be awesome, people. I bet you the new Recon XL Recon is going to be awesome. And speaking of the XL Recon, let me just buzz in this real quick. These are my XL Recons. This is my CTS-XHP one. I got a black one also. I got 2 of them. But this is my favorite one. This is the green, this OD green one. DLC coating. And they got the old sharpening choils where they can come all the way back. That's the way they were made. Hollow ground, saber hollow ground with the flat ground tip. Black DLC finish. Thick G10 scales. 6061 aluminum backspacer. 400 series heat treated stainless steel lock bar. Triad lock. Absolutely love these, people. Absolutely love these. And yes, I will be getting the new one with the clip point blade. All of mine got Tontos, so I don't have a clip point one. So it's going to be a new thing for me. I've always been a Tonto person, people. Here's a even older one. This is Oz 8 with the Tough X finish. All the other features are the same. 5.5 inch Lindsey Thompson American Tonto blade. Beautiful knife. This is Oz 8. This is the original one. Japanese AUS 8A stainless steel. And since I showed you those, this is the one I carry every day. It goes in my glove box in my car. Everywhere I go in my car, this one goes with me. And this one is one I removed the Tough X finish from. Just like the other Oz 8A one you saw, that was my collector. This was the user. And it's still being used until today. The CTS-XHP ones have become collectors because those became highly sought after when they stopped making them and everything like that. So I just decided to stop, using them because I was using the Voyagers more anyway. Because the Voyager's a lot less expensive. But this was like a $70 knife when these first came out. And so that's no big deal. And this one's been all modified and messed with and everything else like that. So it's cool. This is my daily carry in my car. My glove box knife. Emergency knife, people. All right. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. I love the Talwar. This has always been my favorite. This has always been my numero uno, is the Talwar, people. The Talwar, the Talwar, I have the Voyager too. The Voyager's always been my numero uno for the budget knives. I don't think of the Talwar as being let me get a plain edge one. I don't think of the Talwar as a budget knife. It's never been a budget knife. It's always been one of the high-end knives from Cold Steel for their folding fighters. The 2 high-end knives were actually the 3 high-end knives were the Talwar, the Espada, and the holdouts. Those were the G10 models with the fancy steels. I know the new Espada, they're just using AUS 10A. They start using that when Cold Steel discontinued the Talwar and the holdout and the Recon, but they didn't discontinue the Espada series, but they did go to Oz 10 instead of having CTS-XHP. And the only way that you're able to get the high-end steels were to get the top of the line cold steels with the 7075 aluminum polished handles and polished G10 handles. And they never went back to using the premium steels in the G10 models. So that's, let me get, no, I'm sorry people, I'm getting in the shadow again. But you know, that's the way that that's the reason why you can get the new ones so inexpensively. Because the Espadas used to always be the top of the line, the most expensive ones. And after that came these, the Talwar. Now the Talwar is the top of the line. As far as like what I call the real folding fighters. And why I call this the real folding fighter, people, because it's lightweight. It's one that you can carry all day and forget that's in your pocket. Unlike a lot of the, you know, like a Raja 2 or a Spada XL or even the new Mayhem, they're all very heavy, people. or the 5 Max. 5 Max is super heavy, you know, if your person likes to carry that. That's a you know, when you get over 10 ounces and stuff, it starts getting ridiculous to me for a pocket knife. Because then, you know, if you're like me, I don't have a big booty or a big posterior portion of my physical anatomy. And so, you know, big heavy knives, if I'm not wearing suspenders or something like that, they're gonna eventually pull down my pants. I'll be pulling up my pants all day long. I like something like this that doesn't pull down my pants. And it's mean and vicious and sexy at the same time. I absolutely love this one. Absolutely love it. These two are probably my two top favorites. I gotta admit to it. I love the Espada, but this is the one I carry the most. And so I gotta say, you know, I gotta give it its props. You know, it may not be my fanciest one or my most desirable one, but it is the one that I carry the most. Carry more than the Tie-Light 6s, carry more than the Counterpoints, carry more than the Talwars, carry more than the Holdouts, carry more than the Espadas. This one beats them all. This is and it's a 4-inch model I like to carry too. I like to carry that when I'm in the garage doing utility stuff, you know. So I'm not afraid to use these. You know, if I damage this or whatever, it can be replaced and repaired or, you know, whatever. It's not a big deal because it's not a big expense. These are $55. You know what I mean? And it's like, it can do everything all the others can do as far as self-defense is concerned, people. Let's be real. I absolutely love them. All right, people. That's it for today. That one's starting to drag on. Ended up with this one. I absolutely love my Talwars, people. This is my numero uno favorite folding fighter. People always ask me what's my favorite folding fighter. This is it. After that, bam. After that, bam, the Espada. After that, oh yeah. I love the Counterpoint too. I can tell you the truth, I love them all, people. All the ones I've been showing you are my favorites. I love them all. They're the ones I carry. And I've purchased, you know, a plain edge and a serrated edge, and each one are my favorites. Plain edge, serrated edge. Plain edge, serrated edge. Plain edge, serrated edge. Plain edge, serrated edge. And the other ones don't have serrated edge blades. I must admit too, though, I love my Mayhem. Yeah, there's so many choices nowadays, people. It's a good time for blades. It's a good time for blades, people. Especially, you know, a lot of people want to put down a new GSM company, but I'm happy with what they've been doing. They're going to bring back another one of my favorites, the Recon 1. So I have to add that to my collection too, of my favorites. Favorite new ones from GSM, cold steel. What can you say, people? What can you say? What should we go to next? The Espada XL. Ooh. Peace out. Stiletto. Stay tuned.